Everybody, welcome to my channel. Got a couple energies in the space. Just wanted to get on here really quick and talk about universal reads. I'm an Aquarius Sun, Gemini Rising, Pisces, Mercury retrograde. So I'd just like to channel certain energies and help clarify certain energetic messages that come to me intuitively. I am a medium, identify as a psychic, and I'm also an intuitive. So I also identify with clairaudience, clairvoyance, and claircognitive folk. So I want to make sure that this is something that is seen in the purest of intention, even though it's going to come off disciplinarian style. Hashtag Black Mama in this space. Y'all in this space. So you all want to make sure when you're interpreting, and this is Orisha approved, when you're interpreting tarot, you have to include a universal paradigm, not even multiversal, which you can also do. It's not required of days today, but soon it will be required for you all to be multiversal tool. But we do appreciate universal. Universal energies are interpreted as a means of survival. And as a self-identified psychic, and on my channel, I want to share a resource with you all. And as a community advocate, I want to advocate for mental stability in all avenues that I can. You as a reader do not have to only work with energies that serve you. Sometimes you're going, and that's why I said it's going to sound disciplinarian. Sometimes you need your ass kicked by the universe. Sometimes you aren't doing the most holistic paradigm. Some things you are doing may wind up costing you in the long run. Sustainability models are all about not costing you in the long run. So this is, again, not a race, but a marathon, okay? And I like to also, and this isn't for every cognitive person, but you also want to make sure that you are including ideologies of labor in your work as well. And as somebody who works with law, I also just want to include that with tarot. And this is Orisha approved. You can work with energies that don't serve you. You can work with energies that discipline the space, because sometimes universally you may not see the big picture, but an ancestor, a guide, a neighbor, somebody up the block may critique you. That's what that's called, a critique. It's French. So if you don't speak French, if you're not familiar with universal energy of a French paradigm, this is a lesson you may want to gravitate towards. The reason why working with energies that don't serve you behoove you is because literally that is what religion is. Religion, as opposed to spirituality, is about a code. It's about an agreement and virtually a contract, right? So working with spiritual things that are more, like we say, contract based, because you're doing different energetic overlays, policies, rubrics, you yourself as a reader, just like a water filter, have to remain clean or neutral in that regard. So working with energies or universal messages that only serve you would not be holistic, because you have to remember discipline and correction and peer review as a part of the process. You can't publish a paper without having other people look at it. So you have to also be inclusive of energies that may serve you in a way that you didn't already prescribe, So I think there is a large part of paranoia working with, or fear working with this type of work, but it's Orisha approved. They want us to make these videos. They want us to be more inclusive and to talk about this stuff and to put it online to make it more accessible to folks. And so I want to share the fact that there are unions out there. There are support groups out there that do work like this and that show you how to work with the shadow self, that show you how to work with corrections, that show you how to work with a model of what we call a critique. And those energies they serve the universe. They don't serve you. Y'all need to stop getting this narcissism or this self-esteem and some validation. Y'all are like this. Oh, well, I'm only going to work with energies that serve me. Oh, I'm only going to work with energies that serve me. Well, no. I'm going to work with energies of the universe, because as a reader, I'm reading messages. And also, I wanted to make this also kind of clear. This is English. This is actually a problem with English. So it's when this is labor law. When you're doing universal theory, you understand that this performance, this work, this labor that I'm giving you all is in a style, right? English is a variation of language. And you have to remember, as an English speaker, doing tarot, doing universal spiritual work, you said spiritual, some of those speakers don't speak English. I'm just going to say that. And so they might be trying to connect with you, trying to communicate to you, and you can't understand the read because you don't speak the language. That's on you, not on them. You talking about, well, I don't work with energies that don't serve me. Well, you're not being holistic, because you have to understand, even at work, when you work a job, you're going to have a 90-day review. You're going to have a manager. You're going to have a leader. You're going to have a boss. You're going to have somebody of superiority, okay, in terms of work history and experience, who knows how you should do this, or how you should do this for it to be sustainable in the long run. A lot of experiences, I won't give it to you that hard, in these narratives, you don't remember to evaluate yourself. Text to self, text to text, text to world. And so this is something, as an English speaker, in terms of pragmatism is what it's called, that I also have to help you all, or just sort of translate in terms of unionship. You know, as readers, we're not actually reading you, okay? As folks who interpret the world in a way that can be described in these particularities of medical association, you want to understand that you yourself are what we call a vessel. You know, you are only a reader, or you're only the transcriber, you know, I like to call it. And you are giving them a publication, right? You're the writer, you're the author, you're giving them a publication. They themselves, who attracted them to they're actually, in terms of English verbiage, reading or readers. So you, as a tarot, is actually just facilitating the publication. The read comes from the person articulating the information or observing the information is reading the information, because they're going to hear, see, sense different things, okay, that are going to allow for a connection of communication to be successful, okay, an opportunity at least for success. So I also just wanted to say that as well. I don't want folks to get fearful doing this work. And again, I said this is a research approved, because no matter if you get it right or wrong, we just want to see y'all try. We just want you all on YouTube to just try to talk about it in a way that's approachable. You don't have to talk to me. You don't have to talk to them. You can do whatever you want in any kind of setup and just sit there and talk and record about it. You know, and this shit can be up here for years. Or you can take it down. You know, it doesn't matter. The point is experience. Okay? You're practicing. Okay? And that's all I want to see.